So today I'm going to go through a routine or a rescue type. So imagine if you're kayaking down the river, you capsize, you swim, and your boat gets pinned in the rock or underneath the rock or somewhere else, and or in a strainer, and you need to rescue a boat from the bank. So I'm going to go through the equipment and how to do that. So how to get your kayak back. Okay, so this is the equipment I always carry with me. So that's what you need to get your boat unpinned as well. So always have at least three carabiners, 2 screw gates and 1 snap gate. I also always carry at least 2 prossic loops, but in this case I'm just going to use 1. I always have a spare one in my Bounty 8. I also have a sling with me, which is pretty useful, especially when it comes to boat rescues. And yeah, obviously you've got a throw line with you all the time, and a paddle. So all these items will be used. So the technique I'm going to go through today is you don't get taught when you start paddling. It's only when you start doing your advanced boating and you start doing your whitewater and safety and rescue courses and stuff like that, that's when you get taught. So it's actually an advanced skill. So a novice paddler not necessarily going to know how to retrieve the boat from the river. Okay, so in this case I already tried rescuing the boat just by using my hands, but I can't reach it because it's too far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my paddle to get the line onto the boat. So the Velcro band goes around the blade. The plastic thingy keeps the gate open. Your throw line is already attached onto the crab. It's all nice and secure. So I've got my paddle sorted now. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and reach both my paddle and to get the line onto the boat. So imagine this is the bank, that's the water, so I can't reach physically with my hand, with my arms, to get the line onto the boat. So I'm going to reach out and try and get the line onto the boat. There we go. The Velcro stuff is easy releasable. I've got my paddle with me and I've got the line on the boat. So once I've got my line onto the boat, the first thing I'm going to try and just use the line and just to yank the boat off and just release the boat from the strainer, or just to get out behind the rock or anything. Okay, so just I'm going to use a brutal force and just try and drag it. But if it moves, it's fine. But if it doesn't, there are a few other things you can try to get the boat out of the strainer. Okay, so the one-to-one, so from my hand, the line to the boat, so one line, it doesn't work. Okay, so the boat is proper pinned. So what you're going to do next is you're going to try and use 3-to-1 or Z-rig system. So if 1-to-1 system doesn't work and you can't physically pull the boat out of the strainer, what you can do is use 3-to-1 system or Z-rig, depends. There are a few different names for it, but the principle is the same. So imagine this post is the tree. So I've got my anchor already attached onto the tree. So you wrap the sling around, you clip the carabiner through, and that's your anchor. Okay, what you're going to do next is clip the line you've got on your boat through the anchor. Do the gate up. So from this point, when you have your line on your boat going back on the anchor and back towards the boat, what you need to do is to add another line, which is going to be the third one. That's what it's called, 3-to-1. So you need to wrap your prossic around the line which goes from the boat towards the anchor. So you wrap the prossic around the line as far as and as close to the boat as you can. I'm going to start this from this end, and just going to wrap it around, working towards the anchor which is on the tree. So wrap around at least 3 times so it's nice and secure. But in this case I'm going to wrap it 4 times just because I've got spare rope. And then what you do is you clip these 2 ends together using the carabiner, just like that. Just neaten up the crossing so it's nice and neat, looks nice. And then what you do with this, with that crab, is you attach the line that comes back from the anchor. Now at this point you've got 3 ropes. So 1, 2, 3. That goes to 1. So 3 to 1. So what that means is the first number represents the force on the load, and the second number is the force that the person is pulling, which is the rope, which is this one. So I'm actually going to be pulling just 1 rope, but the actual force is going to be 3 to 1, and that makes my life much easier, and I can actually feel the difference straight away. The boat is so easy to move now. So every time you pull on this end, the rope of the prosic is going to come towards the anchor which is on the tree. So if you end up with the prosic next to the anchor, what you can do is slide the prosic back towards the boat as far as you can, as far as you can reach. So extend the line, and then again just keep pulling until you get the boat released. So just to summarize the things I talked through, I thought I'll show an example and I will prove that this mechanical advantage 3 to 1 actually works by towing a car. So first of all I'm going to do 1 to 1. So I'm going to try and tow the car directly without any additional loops or bends in the car, and then I'll show you how much the car moves with 3 to 1. So 1 to 1, light on the load and loose end. Okay, so we'll see how much I can actually tow the car physically. Not much. I'm actually struggling to move the car even the tiniest bit, okay? And it's up the hill slightly as well, so that doesn't help. And you can see the car wants to go that way, so I physically can't. Pull upwards. We'll see how 3 to 1 mechanical advantage will help me to move the car. Right, so this time I'm going to try and move the car using the mechanical advantage I explained earlier on. So just to show you, I've got the load, which is the car, I've got a line clipped onto the car, so prosic, so 3 lines in here, so 3 to 1. I've got my anchor in here, which is a lamp post. Got a claw hitch for now just to lock it off and just to make sure the car is not rolling down the hill. I'm going to release the handbrake, I'm going to take the claw hitch off, and then I'm going to try and pull the car and see how much the mechanical advantage of 3 to 1 actually helps me to move the load. Alright, so handbrake is released. I'm going to take the claw hitch off and then I'm going to try and move the load, see how that works. You can see by putting the same amount of effort I can actually move. So as you just saw, by putting pretty much the same amount of effort myself, I could actually move the car up the hill, whereas before it's physically nearly impossible to do that. So 3 to 1 does actually work. It's not just a random myth. So this 3 to 1 mechanical advantage of this system is it can be used in many other different disciplines, not just kayaking. I only gave you one example of getting the boat rescued from the river if it's pinned, but it's used in many different occasions, like climbing. If the climber can't actually climb anymore for any reasons, and you need to bring the person up, you can just use the system to just hold them up. Or it can be used in mountaineering as well. So if the person, if someone falls in a crevasse, for example, you can use the system to rescue the person. Obviously, you will need different equipment, slightly different equipment, or you might have to change a few bits, but the principle is the same. And as I said, it can be used in many other sports, if you like, or disciplines.